kids, Mark Miller, we're back. Let's jump right into the code. We were trying to get the composite design pattern working, and we are trying to figure out if the mouse is down in a particular collection of sprites or group of sprites. One of the things that that we want to do here, let's bring up our instance of PowerPoint, is if before grouping it looks like this with our coordinates of these positions right here, and after grouping what we want to do is we want to figure out the group's position, and we want to relativize those coordinates to the, well, at first I was saying to the upper left, but now what I really want to do, I realize that these coordinates are actually not the upper left, they're in the middle of all of these pieces. So that means this coordinate is right there in the middle. So to relativize it or to normalize it to that middle, I need to calculate the middle. And that's what we were in the process of doing. So far we had successfully combined two elements into a group, but when we tried to click them, it wasn't being found. And I think this is what we've got to fix right here. So we're going to work on that. So middle x is equal to leftmost plus rightmost divided by 2. Here's a CodeRush feature. I select both. I make a selection, hit the paren key. It embeds the two like that. All right, and there's my middle x, and then my middle y is equal to, let's see here, hold on a second. Don't replace most with zeroed anymore. My topmost plus my bottommost divided by 2. And that looks correct to me. And that's my middle y. And then I want to come down in here and I want to subtract the middle y from both of those. So everything's relative to the middle y and the middle x. Also, my x and y should be those positions, middle x and middle y. All right, so that's when we create that piece. Let's continue to run. The contains point isn't going to work at this point. I'm just going to run it. We won't be able to find those two pieces that we dropped. Looks like, I'm not sure why we stopped running though. That was interesting. Let's run it again. Set a breakpoint here. All right. And here we go. Drop down one of these, drop down a shield right next to it, shift click on both. Let's clear a breakpoint. And now let's hit the Control G to group them. Now, one of the things, we're not getting any update, but if I click away and I come back and click on it, still nothing. Let's see what contains point looks like now. Oh, I kind of know why. We need to go into the group and we need to change our point to a relative test point. Test point equals new point, and it's going to be point.x minus x. And I want to duplicate this right here to point.y minus y, like that. And then I want to pass in relative test point. What's my problem here? What did I do here that is, oh, is it because I'm in? What's my error? It's probably because of my call stack. All right, I'm going to just stop it and restart it right here at this point. All right, so we'll do it one more time. So this will now be a point relative to the to the center. If the math is correct, this should work. 1, 2, shift click. I'm just going to run it. Run it. Okay, there's my shift click. Oh, really? Do I have to do this? All right. Let's get them in here. Hit Control G. Now I want my breakpoint. Actually, let's set a breakpoint here and a breakpoint here. We'll just find out the answer quickly if it contains it. So there's a null. Okay, makes sense. Let's click here. There's a true. Excellent. So now it's returning the group, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's a stamped group. Sweet. Run it. And nice. Okay, cool, except for we had a problem. Our stamps disappeared. And now I can't select it anymore. Wow, sad. Okay, but not bad. That I think has to do with, here, let's come back here. We will, let's set it up again to duplicate, set a breakpoint. We'll see what happens outside. Shift click, Control G, click away, click back, selects the whole thing. Now I want to, okay, now it goes away. Oh, I forgot to set my breakpoint. One more time. 1, 2, select both, Control G. Hold on, click on it. There it is right there. Did I do it too late? Click on it again. There's the stamp. Okay, come out of here. So where we're adding the selected stamps to this point right here. Let's try again. Click. Huh. I think the other one got, was a copy of it that we made. Hold on a second. Group. Click away, click on, and now click and drag. Why am I not getting to that other breakpoint? Let's get some music going here. Oh, that's if there was a right button on it. Oh, is it image? I think it's image. That's what I think the problem is. I think our problem is I left a note and we didn't follow up on the note. Let's go find image. Double check code accessing this property. That was my note. All right. All right, here's one of the problems. It's not the problem we're running into now, but we need a function called set context menu. I'll set a breakpoint right here. Then stamp image. Okay, that one's okay. I want to make sure this one, yeah, it does that. Good. Okay. Yeah, this is problematic. Where is it? Hold on. Let's hit a breakpoint here. I feel like we've cycled around. Huh. I'm not sure why we're... That code actually didn't look too bad to me. Try one more time. 1, 2. Shift click on the first. Control G to group. So the image was never called on the stamp group. Okay, so that's not the problem then. Let's see here. Got a property called dragging. Power's back, says Jetsam. It is. Welcome back, Jetsam. Yeah, it was out for a while. High winds here in Costa Rica. All right, here's where we set it to true. Let's set a breakpoint here, see what happens. Okay, come back over here. 1, 2, select, Control G. There we go. And then they're gone. Getting some hefty winds in the UK. Off storm Brendan. Thanks for the welcome back, Jetson. Copperbeardy, welcome to you as well. Trying to figure out what's happening here with the shift click on this. Shift click. This one should be okay. Control G. And then click and drag. Let's see what happens here. Update stamp selection. Add selected stamps to floating UI. Let's create floating stamp do. Create floating stamp. That's problematic. It's the file name reference here. Okay. Let's stop running. Looks like we're not using diagonal. Let's go over here. Were we using diagonal at all anymore? Nope. Kill diagonal. Simplify this a bit. Okay, so we have to figure this out. Create floating stamp. I need to call it once for each piece inside each group. Let's see first if I can make this static and if it will build. What's happening there? Yeah, I set it here. I don't think I need to set these here. Let's comment that out. Now we're down to content and children adding the canvas. I'm going to change this, pull this outside, and create floating stamp. And actually, we might as well grab this piece too. All right, then here we can get rid of the ref. We don't need the ref here anymore. All right, so now we've got create floating stamp as static. Then I need this everywhere it's being called, just before. I'm sure I'm choosing the right canvas. Okay. Create floating stamp. All right, now I want to, hold on. This feels like it should be an I stamp. That's an I stamp, okay. Now I want to change create floating stamp to a method on stamp. I'm going to go in here and I just want to cut that to the clipboard. Come back over here. Let's do that. Create, declare method. Stamp group, not going to implement that yet. And over here in stamp, we're going to paste all that in. Okay. So now in both cases we were going in here to the stamp and and calling create floating. Create floating looks like this. So we stamp.x and stamp.y. I think that's correct. No, let's hold off on that. Let's do that instead. Okay. I need to change the declaration, just realized. What's going on with relative x and y? Where is it being used? I think I was using this at one point and maybe I'm not using it anymore. Yeah, I'm not seeing it used in here. I think I'm gonna start taking it out. Okay. Let's see now if we just run it. Can we run? I want to see if just normal drag and dropping is still working. All right, so now the question is what to pass down here to the individual pieces. Because we are offsetting everybody. I think it's, is it X plus that? I'm not sure if this is right or not. Let's just see if the regular one works. If those changes we made broke anything. Hey, Code and Gorilla. Okay, that seems to work. Let's turn this off. I'm not seeing actually the drag. So it doesn't work. Why is that? Oh, look at that. It's way off. All right. Well, kind of good news. Yeah, I think we just lost something in our translation here. Let's see if we can figure that out quickly. Looking at the diff changes here. Ah, that's where I was using relative X and relative Y. Right there. All right, let's stop. All changes are saved. I want to discard those lines, meaning bring them back in for a sec. Switch over here. What is it in window? Looks like it's 1300. Here we go. I think it looks like that. Let's give it a shot. I think we're still going to find BB off by a bit as we work through the logic of this. Okay, click and drag. Nice. Click down here and drag. Nice. Although this is off. Oh, no, it's not. That's okay. Yeah, it's all right. It looks like we're right about the center. Okay, I thought we were off by a little bit. All right, now shift click. Control G. Click. Not finding it anymore. Not finding any of them. What's going on? Something's not going well. Stack Overflow. That could be why. That's what I needed right there. Okay, one more time. That's why when I went back to click it, it looked like nothing had happened because we were in the Stack Overflow. All right, here it is. Click. Now this looks wrong here. It should be in the center of it. Did I miss something else in the create floating stamps? Here it was sending in 0 and 0. So that's about line 2200. Yeah. Set a breakpoint there. And well, here in this case it is 0, 0. That's not right. Let's try again. Let's try that. Way off. Hold on. Minus. All right. There we go. Looks like we're in the center of it now. All right. Okay, select both of these. Group. Control G. Click on one. Oh, look at that. Oh, but then we lose the group. All right, let's figure out why we're losing the group. Select both. Let's do one other thing. It's kind of been bugging me at least. We'll fix another bug first. When I group these, the UI does not change to update. And I want to do that. I want to fix that. So I'm going to hit Control G to group. After I add the selected stamps, then I want to clear them. Dot clear. Then I want to say selected stamps dot add the stamp group. See you, Copperbeardy. Take care. So that adds it. Then I want to update the selection UI. Update stamp selection UI. Hopefully that's all I have to do. See if that fixes that. Run. Nice. Shift click on that. Hit Control G again. Oh, look, we lost the other pieces there. It's interesting. Look at that. It does get them. Oh, now then we lose it. We lose it. We lose it. We lose it. It's like after a few seconds, it loses it. Control G. It's shortly out. It's like the dragging operation is when we seem to be losing it, I think. Move selected stamps. Maybe it's here. What's happening in the move? That seems to be correct. Not sure. Click and drag. Dragging stamps is true. And we lose already one in the drag. Release. Update stamp selection. What's happening here? No, that's the selection. That's not really something we need to worry about. Oh, it's end update. Hold on. Sort stamps by Z order and refresh. See what's happening here. 12 stamps. All right, let's get out of here. Get in here. Clear all. Okay, stamp, blend, stamp, image. Okay, I've got a hunch in terms of what the problem might be. So our group is going to pass its offset in down into the individual stamp. Okay. Let's see what happens with that. Clear all these breakpoints. Okay, Control G to group. There's my group, and the selection changes and updates immediately. Still off. However, okay, not bad. We're better results. So if I take this, oh look, one up here too. If I take this group, the selection's totally in the wrong spot for these. Is it because I'm moving? I think I know what's going on. Let's go look at my implementation for move in stamp group. Yeah, I don't want this here. I'm moving all the pieces inside. I don't want to do that. I just want that code. Right there, out, here. Okay, breakpoint is there. That does not appear to help at all. Let me refresh. I just want to start one more time. Oh, wow. Group. Click away, click on the selection. Now to click and drag. Click. I'm not seeing, where is it? It must be far out. There it is there. So the floating piece is off. But the actual movement of the group is correct. So if I click here, the center, and I drag it down to there, the center moves right where I want it to do. So the movement is correct. The floating piece is not. Also, the floating piece seems to be missing one of the elements. Is it just further out? We can't see it? Okay, so not bad. Let's figure out why the floating isn't working. Somewhere near here I have something called a floating canvas. Select, drag, stamp, canvas. Pretty sure this is it. I don't like the name of this method or exactly that this is in it. So create floating stamp is there. Oh. Wait, now I'm a little bit confused about my implementation of get left here. Looks like it's getting really the center. I have code assuming this is not the center. I feel like I need to rename these to make this work. Oh, I can't do this. Go back. Okay. All right. Wow. I feel like this should break everything by... I must have had code to modify this a little bit to work with this. I must have code in here somewhere. So I'm looking at get stamp selection bounds. That determines the left, for example, and it's calling get center X. It's returning that X position there. Let's run it. I want to see what happens with this. I think we got some refactoring that we needed to do. So that works there, fails there. This is off by a lot when I go and click on it. Let's go look at fix that one. Let's fix these one at a time. Look, that's so far off. these two were set before. We took those out when we refactored it. When we go in and select it, let's go see if we can get those back. Here. How's that going to work? Not much better. Let's make it equal to negatives of these. What are these positive values after I've added a negative here? Oh, this might actually be right. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it looks like it's right. Okay. So now we've regained this back. Right? Select these two. Looks like I got a group in there. Okay. That looks correct. Let's group them. Now the grouping selection bar is off. Let's fix the grouping selection bar. Let's see. Hold on. I think I just realized what I'm doing wrong here. Inside stamp, this actually was correctly named before. This was actually grabbing the left. All right, let's undo that work a little bit, get back to where we were. Because the X and Y, Okay, so we're subtracting half of the width. Now, the same should hold true here for this one, but that one is not working. Let's do the same thing with this. Get top. So here, we don't need this anymore. We can go back to where we were before. Calculate size and position. Left. Okay. All right, let's run it again just with a rename. Make sure we didn't change anything. Come on. Let's drop some shoes. And a robe. Shift click. Click and drag, that works. Bones, drag it in, works. We're looking at the center of the object, good. Let's select several items, group them together, Control G to group. Okay, that is correct and around it like we're expecting. And the dragging is not, I'm not seeing a visual of the dragging. When I release though, it does go in the right spot. So the visual of the dragging is off. I don't see it anywhere. Do multi-select. Oh, it's down in the bottom right. I see part of it. Right there, you can see part of it. It's just far, far away. Okay. Let's see if we can figure out the dragging. It's the select drag stem canvas. Here, when we're adding them, this is the problem. I might get, oh, okay. I almost want to throw in a minus here and here. See if I had the logic wrong. A little worried about it, but let's see what happens. Or maybe swap the order a little bit. Interesting. So now I see this, but I don't see these, so they're far down away. As I move it closer to the top, does it get closer? Yeah. See what happens if we do it the other way. Yeah, some problem is I'm not able to visualize it. It's just faster for me to try a couple things. Well, clearly, for the one, we're nailing it, right? If I click up here and move it, I'm nailing it. There it is. It's way up there. Yeah, getting that position right is, our math is not correct. One more thing I want to try quickly. Let's take out completely our X and Y. That doesn't feel right either. Interesting. It's actually closer. At least for one of them, it's closer. All right, we need to set a breakpoint here. Create floating stamp. So we're adding it for the stamp group first. All right. Yeah, the code is looking, the parts I'm looking at with the code seem to look good. This looks strange to me here, this relative x, relative y, I mean, at this large number. That's where that kind of feels like what's right to me. Clearly not. And what's interesting is the other one, the shoes are never seen. Control G to select the group. And click and drag. Way down there. And only the one. Let's bring it up here and drag it. Yeah, it's much closer up here. So it's like off by, it's almost as off by the X. I think we tried this already. Well, have to confess, I'm just trying this because it's, oh, look at that, closer. It's the mouse offset is wrong now. In other words, it's yeah. So if we put one more in the group up in the upper left and I click on that, it should work pretty well. Let's select both of these. Now we've got a new group. Clicking and dragging this, oh, it goes to jumps to the center. Okay, let's put one more item in the middle of that group. About right there. Shift click on the outer, Control G to group. If I click in the middle, nope, it still is off. Yeah, it's off by the I feel like if I play with these values, it's going to get me closer. It's going to get me out of this. Now, though, wherever I grab, is that true or no? No, it's still off, isn't it? Yeah, no, that's not right. Let's look at the drag. It's inversing everything. So I was better off the first time. See if I can see this. Look at it carefully, see what's happening. Okay, so it's off by about half its width and height is what it looks like to me from the mouse drag position. See what we get with this. No. It's odd. Everything is scattered and distributed. These should have been the same no matter what for the entire group. That is really weird. Okay. Yeah, canvas is definitely off. I wonder if we're missing these pieces right here. I wonder if it's not where we've been exploring and thinking it in terms of a parameter here. Nope, still off. So that works correctly. Yeah, it seems to be off by half the width, and it's like we're dragging the bottom left corner of it relative, or sorry, it looks like it's off by half the width and height is what it seems to be off when it is a group. The parts I don't understand on that is that our get left and our get top are just taking the y minus height divided by 2, the y and the x, which are the center of the stamp. They're implemented the exact same way as stamp is, and their calculation looks right. Every time I come and look at the calculation, this code looks correct to me. The left is here, I get the leftmost, the rightmost is there. Yeah, not getting it. Yeah, the problem is when we're adding it to here, this test verifies it. The problem is it's not in the mouse adjustment, it is when we add it to the canvas, we're adding it too far to the left and too far to the top. Okay. Yeah, the logic then says that the attempt we made before should work. This should be width divided by 2. And this should be height divided by 2, but this did not work as I recall. Yeah, it's because these bizarre results, everything's added in different ways. Yeah, it's really strange. Look at this. I'm getting like different results for width and height. That means I have different instances of groups, different groups out there. Stamp's only got 2, with only 1 group. That stamp has got a group inside of it. That one's got group inside of it. 4 stamps. Hold on. So now I'm starting to see why that's not going to work. It's only on the outside. Yeah, I'm really wanting to avoid code that checks to see if it's a stamped group. I'm trying to understand why this logic isn't working. I'm looking for a better solution. Group. This is the code I don't want to write. Divide by 2. Huh. We're in the upper left now of the item we're selecting. So if I click on this one, it's okay. If I click on this one, it's off by the width and height of the item we are on top of. Let's group these. And look at that, it's going to the upper left of whatever item we're clicking on. Wow. All right, I need some thought on this. I'm not sure how to solve this one. Hold on a second. Let's see what we've got here on my. See if I have notifications here. Okay. So I think I'm going to hold off on figuring this out. I need to take a break from this and figure out what's going on with this, but I want to work on ungroup before we stop the stream. So basically the essence of this is that whatever, let me do one more just to double check this. Let's throw some boots out there. Let's throw some clothes over here. Let's shift click this and group those and grab the boots. Yeah, I go to the upper left of whatever item I'm off. So now I'm off by the upper left of the item that I'm grabbing if the item is in a group. Well, actually, that's not true here. No. It looks true to be here. It looks true here, but it does not look true here. Oh no, wait, it does all of a sudden. If I click right up there. Yeah, need some whoops. Okay. Let's work on ungroup. And we'll get to copy in a second. So, yeah. This is like one of those, you know, it's probably like half of a line of code to fix, and it's unintuitive where to fix it. So I find these problems are best solved if I just take a moment to think about it and away from the computer and come back later and fix it. Okay, so let's get something else more interesting to play with here. Let's get some traps. Also, speaking of interesting, let's get the background a little more interesting instead of a trap. All right, so there's a trap. Let's get another interesting piece there. Let's select them both. Let's group them. And now let's hit Control U to ungroup them. Now we got to figure out how to do that. And I think it goes like this. Ungroup. And we need to pass it the selected stamps. Wait. We're iterating through selected stamps. We cannot do that. I think this is going to look like this. We need a new list of I stamps. Ungrouped. Stamps. And we'll pass that into ungroup. Yeah. I think that's what we're going to do. Let's declare it. All right, now we want to go through all of our stamps. Adding our stamps back in, actually, to be fair, is that what we want to do? I think that's fair. we want to set the Z order as well, though, of these. All right, I think that's going to work. However, over here, I think I want a list of lists. Because I need to add these, whoops. Yeah. All right, so then I have these ungrouped stamps, and we're going through everyone in the selection. And actually it doesn't, I think I need to sort these now. By Z order, and I think actually it can't be a list of lists. I think I need a new class. And I need the starting Z order here because I could have multiple groups selected. And when I hit ungroup, I want to ungroup all. And I want to insert them in the right spots, all their containing pieces in the right places based on the Z order, the starting Z order of where the group originally was. So I need this here, and I need my new list of ice stamps here. This is going to be my stamps. This. Okay. All right, getting closer. Okay. Wow. All right, next, we want to say ungroup stamps, order by. Okay. Trying to get internet in my new home here in Costa Rica, and it is tricky to do because my new home is in a more rural place than my current home, at least the way internet is. Holy cow, just got the quote. That is expensive. Very expensive. That's stunningly expensive, what the quote is to bring fiber optic into the new place. Frackberg is here with us. Fanfare is still broken. Drones are not working. Hold on. Why is that? Let's do a refresh on the drone game here. Actually, before we do that, yeah. Why is stuff broken? I don't know why things are still broken. Let's get music up again. Working? No. I just did a refresh over there. Gonna have to restart, really? All right, let's restart things here a second. All right, closing those pieces down. Killing every instance of Chrome. Chrome seems to be good. Starting up overlays. Yeah, kind of having a tough day here on the stream. Working my way through stuff and it's not clear to me. You know, I guess it kind of makes up though for all the other, great days that we've had on this stream where we've been like, whoa, it just works. Usually we're expecting a bug by now. Okay, so restarting, reconnecting. WebSocket's connected. Refresh the drone game one more time. Get that Signal R connection going. I wonder if someday I'll go out and figure out, how to automatically reconnect and detect when it's disconnected. That would be
Genesis 7, where are you? We need your help! Oh, alright. Here, I am.
Okay. I think stuff might be working. Let's see if we can get music starting here. Nice. There's music. Let's bring up Fred. See if we initialize the player data, if that's going to work. Looks like our clock is ticking, not ticking, not ticking. Looks like we need to refresh our overlays, our D&D overlays as well. And one more. Here comes the back overlay, refreshing that. And we got the time ticking there. Let's initialize player data. And, but I don't see Fred is working.
Eva.
It's like it's loading up the resources. We're not quite seeing them yet.
Merkin Bushwhacker. Eva Wolfhard.
Front overlay looks like it needs another refresh.
Bushwhacker.
Maybe I forgot to do that. Let's initialize player data one more time. The front overlay is not finished loading. I'm looking for the scroll bars left and right. I mean right and down to go away. Sometimes it takes a nudge to come in and refresh it a second time. Reinitializing player data.
Eva Wolfhard. Merkin.
Still nothing on the, yeah, the front overlay is not drawing. One more time, refresh cache. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's actually refreshing. I'm never seeing the, like something is not working with the drag and front overlay. There we go, just got the scroll bars up. One more time with initialized player data.
Eva Wolfhard. Merkin.
Tidal wave. No front stuff. Front overlay is not working. Yeah, what do you want to bet? It's a refresh.
Eva. Merkin Bushwhacker.
All right. We do have the names here. Hold on. Why is that? Oh, there we go. Now we got the front and the back. Isn't that cool? All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay, back over here. Now we're going to say, Fred, you good, buddy? Fred's finally good. All right, excellent. These are the sorted ones. Now we have to go through and add them. And I need one other thing. I need to do this. I need to save that stamp group. Okay. Okay. All right. So now I've stored that group. Called the sorted ungroups. Now I want to go through each one. Then I want to do the first thing I want to do is I want to go to selected stamps and remove ungroup stamps dot stamp group. So the selection is going to lose the grouped pieces inside of it. What's happening here? Ungroups. Fine. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? Spell checker, add a dictionary. What's going on with ungrouped stamps here, though? Do I already have something called ungrouped stamps? That's why. Okay. Okay. So that's going to remove all of the stamps from the selection. Then we have to go back and reinsert them back in. We're now sorted, so we can do another for each in here. And then we're going to say no. I think I want this order by descending here. So we're going to go to descending order, then we're going to remove it, then we're going to immediately come back and insert. I'm really working hard to preserve the Z order. I'm wondering if I really need to work so hard at doing this. Did I change the Z order of the groups when I create them? I did not. So I'm kind of normalizing the Z order is what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and add a +1 to this as I add them. Yeah, Frackberg escaped the iceberg. I also have another plugin that I use to alert me when messages come in, and that one plugin has not been alerting me. Let me just restart it. I say plugin, it's an app. Test. There we go. Now it's working. Cool. Okay, so I'm normalizing the Z order, adding them, and then when we ungroup, we need to reset the Z order. And the problem is what happens with elements after that Z order, because we're inserting. DBJNR is asking, what is today's challenge, Master? Well, with all due respect, I'm going to say not the Master today. You can see I'm thinking hard over here. We are working on the composite design pattern, and we're trying to implement it. We've implemented grouping, we're working on ungrouping, and I'm thinking through the code to restore Z order when we ungroup. So just to be clear, if I have something like this, right here, these are my, let's see, is this right? Yeah, these are my Z orders right here, you can see. And if I say, let's take these three and group them, they're now behind this one. So this is the back, this is my next one, and this one's here. And when I ungroup them, I want my Z order, whoops, I just hit Control U, ungroup there. I want these still all behind the other one in front, is what I want to do. So the problem is that when I'm here, we're now at 0, this is 2, and this is like 3. Or I'm sorry, 0, this is 1 collectively, and this is 2. And I have to essentially insert all of these beyond it. So we kind of need to do an insert. And it's actually, hold on. This part isn't the problem. Adding those stamps back isn't the problem. The problem is putting them on the layer in the right spot. So we've got this thing called a stamps layer. We can do this for now. Our Z order is going to be messed up. But we can do this for now. I need to begin update, end update. Let's going to try finally. And I need that. I don't know, let's try that. See what we get. All right, Control U to ungroup. Stamp group ungroup. Our Z, our X and our Z, we need to add to the current one, I think. I think we need to call stamp.move X and Y because of the group's positioning. I think we need to do that. Okay. So we've got 2 there. Got 1 in group stamp. There we go. Now we've only got 1 sorted by that Z order. Remove it from the selection. Each item in there. We're going to add each item back to the selected stamps. We're adding the stamp to the stamp layer as well, but the question is, do I need to ever sort these? I guess I don't. It doesn't, sort order doesn't matter here. Okay. And then update. Let's just run it. We get 2. All right, hold on a second. Although I have this, which is like, what's going on here? That's weird. Let's click on here. All right, let's try one more time. Select the 2, group. If I click and drag, okay. Yeah, we saw that we have that problem still of the drag offset is off by a little bit, but we'll fix that later. Control U. I just want to see it happen. All right, one more time. Control G, Control U. Okay, that time it worked without the dragging. I'm wondering what's going on with that. So Control G, we grouped it. Let's throw another one down here. Shift select this. So I've got a group here and an individual here. And do I have a bug? I can't quite tell if I have a bug or not. 1, 2. I'm trying to figure out how I got these extras. I think that was just a control click drag that I did earlier. Okay, so there I've got these. Now let's group again. And now shift select on these. And now let's hit Control U to ungroup. And I should see one group left here because this is a group and this piece has one bigger group. And these two should be separate. So I should see a group, a separate when I hit Control U. Okay, not bad, but I lost. 2 things happened is I got this stupid drag thing occurring, which I'm not sure why that's happening. And it looks like I lost the other piece. Control G, Control U, and there it is. It's the mouse move. I think it's the mouse moving when I hit when I ungroup. And I got some pieces down here. I'm not entirely sure if I dropped or not. All right. Well, yeah, look, if I click down here, it selects up there. Click here. Let's delete all these. Delete, delete, delete. Yeah, it looks like some issues here with the unraveling of moving things around when we. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Group, drag. Take my hand off the mouse this time and hit Control U. I moved the mouse just at the end, so. All right, let's set a breakpoint, see what's going on with the dragging. It's here. The select drag stamp canvas is not null. Really? Pudding? I did not. It's disabling and I'm not understanding why. But I'll give you it. Don't worry. Having a tough day visualizing the problems that we've got here. Adding some self-sabotage sure made my entrance more flavorful. Cries in dessert. Don't cry in your dessert. Clear floating canvases. Stop dragging stamps. Selected stamps to floating UI. Enter select mode. Well, I can put a call in here to control. Hold on. Set the breakpoint here. They're both null. So select drag canvas is getting a set sometimes after this. Right here. Add selected stamps to floating UI. Who's calling that? Update stamp selection? That's my fault. I've got that down here. I need it to be that. Okay. All right. Good. Better. So that should fix that other problem. Okay. So now ungroup. Group. That looks correct. Move it. Move looked like a copy. The group didn't remove it from the stamp collection. The stamp collection, let's see what happens if I drop a new one down over here. All right, so we got some garbage that kind of found its way to continue here with us. Control G to group. Click and move to drag. I don't have a second. Click and move to drag. Control U to ungroup. Control click, control click. Okay, why can't I duplicate what just happened? Control G. Click and drag to move. There, I just duplicated it. All right. Two different groups. What happens if I ungroup this, I mean. The other ones jump to this location. I got 2 here. I think I got 2 here. The reason I think I got 2 is look at the difference in the shadow. Why do I have 2 in the stamp layer? All right, I think I need time away because I'm like asking more questions and finding answers. So that's kind of where we're at. I think I'll think about it and we will pick this up tomorrow. See what, hopefully by tomorrow we'll have this whole thing cleaned up and it'll be a nice example of the composite pattern being implemented. But as it is now, it's kind of not a great example of you know, where at least not in terms of where I wanted it to go. We've got some bugs that we don't quite understand why they're happening, so it's going to take some careful thought, I think, to take a look at this, see what's happening with regards to the introduction of the composite design pattern. Pudding's asking how's the tiling going. Sorry I missed that. It's pretty well, actually. You can see we've got some pretty cool kind of tiles that we can create in the background, including very large tile patterns that can come in. So that's all looking good. There's some fire, here's some ice. Lots of different interesting looking tiles. Water as well. So that's all pretty good. Including some random patterns where if we click it more than once, we'll get multiple patterns each time. So tiling in general is working pretty well. I'm just trying to get the composite design pattern to work so I can multi-select and then click and drag and move. So that's what I'm trying to do to get that working. I don't think I'm far from it. In terms of lines of code, not far. But in terms of understanding, I need to take a look at each problem, isolate it, spend some time figuring out what's really going on, and then fix the bugs. So that's kind of where I am. Let's see what we can raid. Who's out there streaming? We'll raid you guys out over to somebody who's hopefully having better luck than I am out there. Let's send you over to InstaFluff. We'll start that raid. I want you to say hi to InstaFluff for me. We'll see you tomorrow.